Okay, I'm in L2A. I'm in some residences up near the Piemonte lift. I'm actually staying on the 8th floor in F88. You get one of these lovely keys. You also get a ski box on the bottom, which is, there you go, box F. So going in, it's an apartment. Lots of different things within the apartment. I go through, see lovely Bill. Look at him, very, he's new to this. Just having a quick look at where we are and what we're doing. So I'll start where we started. I'm come through, I suppose. There's a couple of different sort of bathroom setups. So first room, we've got a shower room with a bath. As you can see, all these bits and pieces in here that you'd want: sink, shower, bath. A little hangy dry thing. Radiator. It's quite warm in here, so that's quite nice. Right. Going through to the next room, you get a shower. Again, you may have noticed in these two bathrooms that are next door to each other, no toilet. So again, sink, shower, pretty standard. You've got a weird little, well, not weird, but a little bunk bed area, which is in the middle of the room. So if you've got kids, you better be quiet throughout this process. But I suppose, 2 beds that are there. There's only 2 of us staying in here because we're normal human beings, I think. We've also got another little room here, which is just a cupboard where they've kept mops, buckets, hoover, brushes, that kind of stuff. Going through further, you've got a dining room, which is pretty, spacious. 6, 8 people around that, radiators everywhere, some sort of weird stereo system going on here. I'm not quite sure what the deal is with that, but it looks big enough that it could be powerful. TV in here, you have knives, forks, spoons, that kind of stuff, nothing in the bottom. Pull out bed, and then you have the kitchen. You've got lots of stuff in the kitchen, as you'd want if you're in the residences. So plates, bowls, cups, glasses. There's a coffee machine in there, microwave, assuming freezer, yes, freezer, fridge, yeah, nothing in there. Some cooking utensil stuff. You've got yourself a dishwasher, some pots and pans and some bowls. Pretty much everything you need to get by for a week or a few days if you're self-catering, I guess. Don't know how much you're going to be doing here. So in theory, you could get another 2 people in here. So 2 over there, 2 on here, another 2 in the first bedroom, which is what looks to be a double. Small double, I'd say, just a double. In here, yeah, cupboard, yeah, put your clothes in there. Other than that, pretty sparse, pretty bare, not a lot really going on. Again, France, what's going on with the weird square pillows? Keep doing that. Another room, twin room, so 2 rooms put together, I guess, or 2 singles wedged together to make a double. Maybe it's a double, not quite sure, but either way, that's your room. Getting a bit of storage there on a slidey door. Yeah, a couple of, a few bits and pieces in there. Don't want to pull it around too much. Everything feels a little bit fragile, if I'm honest. One last piece to show you, which is the balcony. You're going to try and figure out the stereo there. And out on the balcony, we've so in theory you could advertise this as 8 people sleeping out here. We're on the 8th floor, as I said. Got a balcony, pretty nice. Feels like it's got a hell of a slope on it, so careful if you've had a genepi or 2. Bit of snow down there. And see, here's L2A, and good view of the city, or the town, I should say. It's at the far end of the town as you sort of enter the town. Location-wise, you're a 10-minute walk away from where all the bars and nightlife and good restaurants are. I mean, there are restaurants around here, but they're okay. We come here quite a lot, so I know pretty much where we are. That's pretty much it. Like I said, 8th floor. Now, one thing I will caveat with this as an apartment, there's 2 lifts that bring you to the top. One was out of order. And as you can see, when you go skiing and snowboarding, you've got a couple of board there, 8th floor, a couple of bags. You've got a lot of stuff that you have to sort of bring with you. One lift was working. It goes very slowly. It can take 2 people, and it probably took us 25 minutes to actually get up to the 8th floor without using the yeah, because there's a queue to get in. We checked in just after 5:30, and do you know what, it wasn't much cop. Check in, they hit you for a €250 deposit in case you do anything. There's a €40 tourist tax for the 2 of us, so about 20 each. And then the third thing was, if you want Wi-Fi, you have to pay for it, which seems a bit mental in this day and age, but that's what we've got. I think Wi-Fi is something like 25-30 euros a week, which, come on, that's a bit steep. So just going back over it again, like I said, you're there. We are in F88, and I said we're next to the lift. As you can see, 2 lifts, only one of them actually working. So yeah, we'll see if this affects us for the rest of the holiday. But there's a lot of people in here. Being self-catering, I think, you know, a lot of these rooms do have 8 people in them, so we've got to be a bit careful. But either way, good tour of what is a relatively big space. It'd be good if there's just the 2 of us, which there is. Any more than that, it's going to be a bit personal. I said you wouldn't want 2 on that sofa bed unless you've got a child. You're not going to want to have more than 2 on there. So yeah, I said we'll see how it goes. But so far, first impressions is good. Other than the fact the lift is awful, and they seem to wallop you a few extra charges once you get here. So anyway, hope you enjoyed this one.